and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie, and guys, if you saw the title of this video, this is going to be a darker, heavier video. I typically don't like to do a lot of topics like this. I will talk about it, and in fact, if you guys know me, you know for years I've been screaming about this stuff, and I've done things to help make major changes with these things on YouTube, my first round of YouTube, which I'm very proud of. But we have some very dark things to talk about, and at this point, my question is anybody surprised? Who would be surprised at this? At this point, it's common knowledge. We know Hollywood is disgusting. We know that they force women and children to do all types of physical intimacy, and sometimes they even sell those people. Sometimes those people are slaves. This is not a joke. This is very real, and it's funny because it all comes full circle. You always hear me every video say, we're force-fed Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in the media, but we never hear about Jeff, an airplane, a little black book. Well, it seems like that's all coming full circle because apparently Amber Heard was involved in all type of intimacy parties, please infer. And apparently all these big players like Elon Musk, Cara Delevingne, a lot of different people were there. But guys, this is Hollywood. This is what it is. This is what these people do. And it's so interesting because these people typically, to even get to where they have agencies and stuff, right? To get to that point, unless you come in with money and unless you come in with connections, you're getting R-worded. Male or female, you're probably getting R-worded just to be able to get in to have an agency to possibly give you roles. And then the same people that do that to you, and they all know, they know what happens. They know. So you have these actors and actresses or these people that go to these award shows all dressed up while they are getting R-worded, and they are taking money from R-worders and P-worders and people who do this to children, and they go up there and they think that they're trying to morally educate us on how we need to act. And I think that's why so many people at this point have such a huge disdain for Hollywood as a whole. I know this intro is a bit long, but this is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, as I'm a former entertainer, was in the entertainment industry for a long time. I was on that route with working with Disney when I was younger, like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. So I was on that trajectory. Thank goodness it never manifested, because look at what's happened to Britney. She became a literal slave in front of our eyes, and nobody did anything about it for decades, for years. So I want to talk about this because it has been long rumored with Amber Heard that Amber Heard and Elon Musk that she's got all kinds of blackmail on him, right? And that part of that is that her child is Elon Musk's. We know they had a court battle about embryos, and she won't talk about who the father is. And we also know that, or at least we've heard, there were all types of these weird parties. But now we have some real insight into what that was and what that looks like and how far that goes. So hey, at least it's tying into Jeff in an airplane to some extent, or similar behaviors. And guys, if you like content like this, basically I like to just giggle at everything I see in the mainstream news. Stuff like this is more sensitive, will be a little more serious. I gotta wear a bright yellow sunshine dress to get through this and keep my sanity because it's a dark topic. But guys, we would love to have you on this channel so you can laugh along with us and we can get as much information as we can from this stuff. So make sure and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also leave a like, comment, everything helps and I greatly appreciate it. So let's dive in and see what we found. So this information has come out recently from somebody called House in Habit, and it says Depp v. Heard Part 3, the cuddle parties. When I say cuddle or intimacy, please understand I'm talking about when you are physically with somebody. I was like, wait, I don't know which words to use. Okay, it says, outside of drunken, physically not nice tendencies, the cuddle parties were the first revelation to come at me repeatedly once I started to dig into Amber Heard's past. Information gleaned from varying sources who either knew her during this period or attended the parties themselves. Details lined up regarding costumes, evil themes, and cuddle parties that were just for women, performed on stages, constructed at residences in and around Los Angeles and the Bay Area. The same faces in regular rotation. Tech gods, capitalists, founders, top executives, up-and-coming entrepreneurs gathering roughly once a month for wild evenings fueled by alcohol, physical intimacy, and copious amounts of substances. So guys, and I have to be very careful how I word this because of YouTube. You guys know, I hate that. I just want to speak directly to y'all. But guys, this is, of course, and this is, the funny thing too is that this has been a huge issue within tech. We've known about this. I mean, tech is pretty much another extension of Hollywood. That, like, we've known this. So, and this is all, none of this, and the sad thing is, guys, none of this is new information. What is new is linking it to Amber. But my question is, why would you not? Especially after all the things we've seen come out about her. This seems like it would be right up her alley. So let's keep going. So here's some photos of, I guess, some of the stuff and possible parties, and it says, I'm happy to tell you everything because that girl has got everything coming to her. She deserves to suffer. Now it says, picture every man's basic fantasy. A celebrity told me over the phone, recounting what they had seen in a series of photos taken at one of these events. A bunch of hot young girls rubbing all over each other in evil-themed leather outfits on stage. Amber on a throne-like chair at the center. Legs are open with like perfect people who sell intimacy on video, genitals on display, performing intimacy acts for a room full of men watching below. Everyone knew the girls were there for hire to entertain socially inept billionaires. Yeah, of course. Of course they were. Of course this happens. Now, Amber being in the middle of that in a throne, pretty interesting. But is anybody surprised? No. It says, Heard's connection to Musk, she said, stemmed as far back as 2011 when he and his wife were hosting parties at their residence in Beverly Hills. Amber became a quick favorite among the circle because she had a knack for reeling in other young girls, usually on the LGBT spectrum, struggling actresses to work as escorts and make appearances or perform at these events for Musk and his tech cronies. So she was Ghislaine Maxwell. Fantastic. Again, is anybody surprised? Tazia Van Ray was allegedly one of these early participants wrangled by Heard. In the evenings, the two were moonlighting as high-end escorts to wealthy men, and by day, enjoying the perks of being two of the most desired LGBT in their LA hipster community. Cara Delevingne, I'm told, was another celebrated score. Yeah, I bet. And here are some photos of some of this stuff, or what appears to be what we're told. And here are more. That's kind of weird. And then here's one where it looks like people are in various states of undress in a weirdish swimming pool. And it says, an acquaintance of Van Ray's ex recalled the shock her friend felt upon discovering her girlfriend was involved in the secret cuddle society. A fact uncovered after, how do you say this? Something that you were into that might be kind of strange. Themed outfits were found stashed in Van Ray's trunk. The revelation, she said, ultimately ended their relationship. Another friend who witnessed the breakup said Amber held a weird spell over Tazia, even after Tasia, had moved on and was dating someone new. For whatever reason, she remained desperate to keep Amber happy, despite being treated like turd by Heard in return. And again, more photos. And it says, the notion of loyalty proved a common theme threaded into conversations with ex-friends. A few confessed to being so enthralled with Amber that they were willing to overlook toxic traits, drastic mood swings, and maniacal meltdowns to remain in her good graces. Some claimed she possessed a unique magnetism that allowed her to manipulate people to the extent she did. But much of her allure seems centered on the plain fact of her beguiling beauty. A flawless face, model-thin body, and gorgeous hair complemented by a southern charm she could turn on whenever it suited her. One friend compared Amber's skin under the harsh glare of fluorescent lighting to that of a baby's bottom. It's hard to even hear any talk about children in this, but it says lineless, poreless perfection. She was so stunning in person, it was hard to concentrate the first time I met her. And it says, the cuddle party subplot, tawdry and salacious as it was more than a juicy footnote. It was central to understanding Elon's stake in the Depp Heard trial. We knew Musk was footing Amber's legal bills in her defamation case against Johnny. and we knew that Musk was paying off Heard's donation debt. But what are his motives? While blackmail theories gained credibility, the media continued to tiptoe around them. Musk was framed as a quirky footnote in the trial recaps, despite evidence of a legal battle between him and Amber over frozen embryos. Soon, rumors that Musk was the father of Heard's baby continued to gain traction online and later confirmed here by multiple sources, and we can see what looks like Musk and Amber being somewhat intimate with each other. And then here are more photos. And it says, the rumor has always been that she has some dark crap on him, and that's why he's indebted to her. A regular at these parties would tell me on the phone. It's not surprising to anyone who knows her. Amber was always filming him. She had a method. She had it down. She would get Elon really messed up so incriminating events could transpire and then film it all. Isn't that interesting? Because isn't that what she did to Johnny? Filmed everything, recorded everything. To me, it almost seems like she enabled or forced pharmaceuticals around him and then put him in various stages of undress, various stages of looking a certain way, and then filming it. It's very interesting. It says, the reprehensible amount of damage she has done to so many people. There's also not a doubt in my mind that she has so much crap on all of Elon's friends and other men that work with her. I mean, I saw her take photos at these parties. People in power that have families and corporation charities, etc., that would get into serious trouble. She is the blackmail queen. And it says, another source, romantically linked to a well-known rock star, said she had seen videos with what appeared to be minors, this makes me mad, invited by Amber in compromising situations, but explained it was complicated because a few people in these videos were also some of the same people involved in the trial, with no specific names or circumstances divulged. So how many people in that trial are connected to this P-word stuff? But guys, don't be surprised. Welcome to Hollywood. Others hinted that rough intimacy and forcing pharmaceuticals on people were also happening at these gatherings when desires went unchecked and blurred boundaries unjudged. I'm at the point where I'm like, I think there were no boundaries and checked desires if you're bringing minors into that. It doesn't exist there. When I tried to find evidence of these parties and the accusations attached, I could only track down a handful of random headlines about Musk and his wife being denied entrance to a club where you have very strange physical intimacy wants, but only because he was unaware that it was somebody who likes that kind of stuff and left early because he was bored. Which I find interesting on Elon to hear that he says, well, I left early because I was bored. Because when it comes to Elon, I mean, we keep hearing, it seems like every other month he's got a new child somewhere that's coming out that he intentionally created. So knowing that, is it possible, is it in the realm of possibility that he likes stuff like this? Definitely. Absolutely. Let's keep going. And it says, Elon Musk has always been on, or had been on a tour of Berlin's intimacy clubs. But Twitter's largest shareholder may wish he had an edit button for a recent night out. Musk tweeted that he refused to enter the highly exclusive, very physically intimately charged, permissive techno nightclub Berghain. But according to reports in Vice and The Sun, the users on Reddit, he may have actually been denied entry. Musk was in Germany to open his new Gigafactory, Europe's first Tesla manufacturing facility. On Friday, he hit up the club, Kit Kat, which mottos, do what you want, but stay in communication. Well, yeah, do what you want and make sure you have consent, right? I hope that's what that means. And boasts a strict dress code that calls for either leather, latex, lingerie, fantasy dress, swimming gear, superhero outfits, or not having anything on at all. It's unclear which of those Musk chose. Thankfully, pictures aren't allowed. He followed that on Saturday with a stop at a warehouse club, Sisyphos, where he was spotted in a zoo mask and afterward headed to Berghain. Berghain is perhaps the world's most well-known techno club, described by Rolling Stones as infamous for its blank parties, and boasting a couple of dark rooms, several closable cubbies, and bathrooms for both genders, stalls big enough to host a party of 6, which are cleaned with industrial strength products not used of the meat packing industry. Guys, this video has gotten way too long and this subject gets darker and darker, so I think I'm actually going to end it here and we're going to do a part 2 and maybe a part 3. I do want to make some small comments on this because I just want to put it out there, guys. Do not be surprised by any of this. And my next thing to say is, welcome to Hollywood. This is what these people do, guys. This is what they are involved in. They have no shame with any of this. And this is what is hidden that is now coming to light. And it does make me happy because I have been pretty irritated. You know, I do find entertainment value like everybody else in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and there is a lot of good stuff to uncover. But I do get mad because we don't hear anything about Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence, very little, or Jeff, or the real stuff. So I'm really glad these subjects are coming to light underneath subjects where I feel like, once again, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and all this is just a distraction from the real things going on. And the sad thing is, modern day slavery still exists. And we are talking about it and looking at it directly in the face. But when we open up and we talk about these things and we give voice to those people, they stop having nearly as much power because we're shedding a light on it, which is what I'm trying to at least help be a voice to do. Okay, guys, if you like this video, I would love to have you around more, so make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like the video if you liked it. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I want to hear everything. You know your girl likes to read stuff. All right, guys, I think that's it for me here. Take care. Lots of love, lots of blessings. Until the next video, as always, I'm giving everybody hugs. Kisses, stay safe, and as always, your girl. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.